Most couples drift apart without realizing it. Most couples don't wake up one morning and then decide, hey, let's become distant. They don't decide to stop being friends. They don't decide to stop enjoying each other. They don't decide to stop feeling connected.
Yet somewhere along the way, they look at each other and wonder, how did we get here? After more than 34 years of marriage, we've learned that most relationship problems begin long before you notice them. Today, we're talking about the silent drift that quietly steals connection from most marriages.
Let's dive in. Point number 1, drift is usually slow. Teresa, we've noticed that when drift occurs, it rarely happens all at once. It's because small choices over time become patterns, and as little patterns build up, and that's where the drift occurs. And we know that a big enemy of marriage is busyness causes separation. Even good things can crowd out connection. Let us share you our personal story. Early in our marriage, Teresa was homeschooling multiple grades. We had activities planned. We had dance, or we might have music lessons, and we were serving in our church Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, Wednesday nights. It may have even been a worship team practice on a night. So there's a lot of things going on. So our life was full. It wasn't full of bad things. It was full of good things. But sometimes good things push out opportunities for connection.
That's so true. Yes, if you're too busy to focus on your marriage and have some time together just to keep your connection strong and make sure that you're getting to build your friendship. If you're too busy to do that, then you're just too busy. So nothing was wrong. We simply realized that we were doing life together, but we weren't connecting like we once had. So at one point, we just had to say no to things. Our kids didn't need to do every activity. It's so true.
And we didn't need to be involved in everything at church. So we just had to make a lifestyle adjustment. I'm trying to say balance. Lifestyle balance adjustment.
Yes, you have to have balance. So maybe volunteering in one area instead of 3 or 4 different areas as your church, because I know it was easy for us to get involved with many things because it was a smaller church. That means fewer people to volunteer for things. So we just had to say, okay, we're just going to pick one area to volunteer in. And like with the kids, only one outside activity beyond their homeschooling at a time, instead of being involved in 2 or 3 different kinds of things, sports and music and all kinds of stuff. That crowds out family time, but it also makes it hard to focus on your marriage.
Point number 2, familiarity can create complacency. And when Adam spoke in Genesis chapter 2, he said, a man shall leave his father and mother and shall be joined or cleave unto his wife and shall become one flesh. I think that word join is an ongoing verb, whereas a constant thing, a constant joining together. It's just not, hey, I told you I loved you once and that I haven't changed my mind since then. It's a constant pursuit of each other, not a pursuit in a bad way, a pursuit in a good way of connecting. We can get so familiar with each other as husband and wife that we start taking each other for granted. We stop asking questions. We stop pursuing each other. And that's when complacency can come in. Teresa?
That should be a warning sign to you that the complacency is settled in. Yeah, you're sitting in the same room. You're hardly talking. You're not making time for each other or saying, let's just turn off things and have a conversation. Let's just share some moments together, enjoy each other's company. And when you stop doing things like that and you're just, like Jeff said, doing life together, you're in the same house, you're raising the same kids, going to things together, but there's no real connection that way.
Point number 3, distance begins before you feel it. Now, here are some examples of drift easing its way into your relationship. There are fewer conversations. I mean, real conversations that go beyond the sharing of data or the sharing of schedules, managing your life, talking about conversations. Hey, Teresa, what is going on with you? Hey, Jeff, what's going on with you? So if you have fewer conversations, that is a sign that drift has started to come into your relationship. Teresa?
And if you're not making time or setting up something to have a nice experience together, just going somewhere you haven't gone before, or going to a favorite restaurant without the kids and having some shared experiences, doing something fun like going to a museum or going to see paintings, or just finding things that, wow, we can share an experience and enjoy something together. If you haven't been doing that in a long time, then you haven't felt maybe like you're growing apart, but you actually have been drifting apart.
If you get through the whole week and you notice, wow, we really haven't laughed together this week. Well, there really hasn't been any kind of laughing in our relationship in a while. That is a sign of drift. You also say, wow, I've noticed it. We're just not praying together like we used to. That is a sign of drift. Or you can you find that you're less curious about it. You're not asking each other questions. You're just, because you know each other's schedule, you're not asking anything because you know what they're going to do. Marriage is way more than managing schedules. The distance begins before the pain appears. Small neglect over time will create large distances. If you would like a free resource called From Lonely to Best Friends Again, there'll be a link for it down below in the comments section. Click on it and you grab that free resource. It's a 7-day devotional with practical tips and questions that will go from today to your best friends with your spouse in 7 days. Grab a copy today. And a lot of these topics we're talking about, Teresa, are in our upcoming book.
That's right.
And we're so excited. It's with the publishers now. You're not losing love. You're losing time. It's all about redeeming time in your marriage.
Yes.
We're so excited about it.
We are so excited. This is a first for us, but it's going to be a lot of what we've been sharing on these podcasts, and even going more in depth than we can do on our weekly podcast. So you'll get some rich teaching and some really helpful information to rebuild your marriage.
So next time, we're going to talk about the small habits that quietly damage marriage. And we'll see you over there. And remember, God designed husband and wife to be friends for life.